I wrote a short story. And the characters in this story are all genuine movie characters who have been played by real actors from real movies. Now, what I want you guys to do is see if you can guess which movie all of these actors have been in together. You ready? Here we go. Once upon a time, there was a boxer who everyone said wasn't very bright, but was still multilingual and managed to run his own business. And he would go on many adventures with his furry sidekick, a talking ginger cat with commitment issues. On one particular adventure, they came across a follically challenged man who punched giant killer sharks for fun. Because why not? And they asked him what he was doing in their neck of the woods. He said he was looking for his friend Will, who was completely out of his tree and would run around with his face painted blue in a skirt, shouting "Scotland!" at the top of his voice in people's faces. Now, this was very concerning to the boxer and his sidekick, so they agreed to help the stranger find his friend. And they started by searching some nearby woods where they came across a vampire who had an exceptional skincare routine, and his oddly matched friend, a vampire hunter who was dressed like he was into BDSM. And they asked the men if they had seen Will, to which they replied, "No, nobody has been through these woods in days, but there is a police station on the other side of the woods, you should ask there." Now, when our trio reached the other end of the woods, there was no police station, but indeed a run-down shack with one very confused-looking but very hench police officer eating a barrel full of yogurt. Shark Puncher approached the desk with a picture of Will and asked, "Excuse me, sir, have you seen this psycho?" The police officer looked up and yelled, "Terry didn't see nothing! Leave Terry alone with his yogurt!" Our now shocked trio were just about to leave when they noticed another man coming out of the woods. Another very hench man wearing nothing but a furry budgie smuggler carrying a very large sword inscribed "By the power of Grayskull." Now, upon careful consideration and concern for the man's odd attire, the three thought, not a chance, and continued on their way. As they walked further, they came across another man sat lotus pose on the ground. The boxer said, "Who are you?" The man answered, "I am a wise man. I was educated at Ivy League schools before studying to become a psychiatrist and settle in Seattle after a history of mild alcoholism. Ask me anything and I shall answer." Our trio showed him the picture and asked, "Have you seen this psycho?" The wise man looked shocked. "Yes, actually I have. He has a workshop at the top of that hill." At the top of the hill there was indeed a workshop, with one crazy-looking cyborg from the future standing guard at the door. They approached with caution. The cyborg didn't move. And upon closer inspection they realised the damn thing wasn't even plugged in. So they opened the door just in time for another man to come running out, chased by a giant boulder, yelling about the Ark of the Covenant. But they ignored it because it wasn't relevant to their current mission. Now, upon entering the workshop, they saw Will, working at the other end of the room, indeed with his face painted blue, wearing a skirt and occasionally shouting "Scotland!" at the top of his voice. Shark Puncher approached his friend and said, "Will, where have you been? I've been looking all over for you." Will replied in a now mildly Australian accent, "I've been here, trapped in this weird, out-of-context storyline, because the girl who wrote it had no idea where she was going to go with it, but really just wants to make people smile."